Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We are doing Arabic text input. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope your families have all that you need. No one's sick. You're finding ways to stay entertained and engaged with your families and with everything that's going on. So we had a pretty simple lesson last week, but I wanted to walk you through it in this way. So I'm going to show you first way I would suggest using to do input text for Arabic. Okay, so this is a smart keyboard, meaning it's gonna predict and guess what it thinks you're gonna write. So if, as I wrote in the document, if you write MSTFA, it's assuming you're gonna write Mustafa, and it's assuming that you're not going to write this. Mustafa, which would also be spelled MSTFA. So when you're doing this, you're not putting in any of the vowels except for the long vowels. So let's try, and the vowels at the beginning of words. So let's do, for example, min aina anta. So min is going to be MN, and you're just using the normal Latin keyboard, the normal layout. There's correspondences between the letters and the letters of the Arabic. Of course, there's some letters that don't overlap exactly. All right, but we're gonna do MN for min, AYN. You can just do AYN for aina. You don't have to put the final vowel. And then for enta or NT, you just put ANT. Min aina anta. Let's say ana min ash-Sham. ANA, because it begins with a vowel and ends in a vowel. Again, MN for min. And then ash-Sham, yani Damascus, Syria. AL is the definite article. SHAM. Okay. If you type in the A, it knows you mean the long A in this case. It knows you don't mean, you could potentially mean a shum, in which case that's the second word that's suggested. So, oops. Okay, so you're going to have to, wait, I think I still have my Arabic keyboard on. And, okay, El-Sham. Yeah, you would have to scroll down, or type it down, space, El-Sham. Let's say a longer sentence like هي تتكلم العربية بشكل جيد. هي HY yeah تتكلم. See, look at that. Look what happened. It only gave me one tat. So in this case, you are going to have to actually separate them by a vowel. تتكلم العربية بشكل جيد. Now, when you have something like that, when there's a preposition before the word, be plus shakl, all you have to do is b, sh, k, l. Now, what about letters like ayn? How do you write that? Well, what if I write Arabi? Just Araby. Now, it knows that I'm going to mean this with an ayn and not an alif, not a hamza. So, it does give you this option and this option, Arabi and Arabi. But what we want is Arabi. So it, without even having to write the ayn, it put it in there for me. Hello, precious. You want to say hi?
Hi.
You want to help me?
Yes.
Oh, my dog's here too. Okay. What about a letter like ta? So if you want to eat a watermelon, it's batikh. So you could just write BTTYKH, and that's what it'll give you. It knows that you're talking about that ta.
Watermelon.
Watermelon, yes. Okay. But you could also okay, so you could also do this. B6 YKH. So 6 is a letter from the Arabic chat alphabet. It's kind of colloquially used
like
as the
it
shape
here.
of ta. Sorry, will you please give me a second? Okay.
So why are you wearing the headphones?
So it's easier to hear. Good girl. Sorry about that. So 6, because it kind of looks like a thaw, you can use it to represent 6. And also 3, you can use that to represent ayn, because it looks like a 3. If you write ayn, a 3 RBY, there you get Arabi. What about if I want to write slowly, b, well, so I'm gonna write 2 to represent that hamza at the end, because it looks like a hamza, and people use hamza to people use the number 2 to represent hamza. There's other ones like that, like let's say if I want to write ana bkhair, so of course KH could give you that, but look what it's also suggesting. KH, it says what do you mean? Kaf ha? What do you mean? Qa ha? Qaf ha? Or do you mean kha? Doesn't know. There's ambiguity. You could mean kaf ha. It's possible. There are times when kaf and ha are right next to each other, so in transliteration there will be ambiguity for that. So you can use the number 5. Ana B5YR. Bkhair. Ana bkhair. See that? Now, again, if you do 9AD, let's do 9AAD. Here we go. Thawd. Okay. So 9 is used either for qaf or for sod. Most normally sod, I think. 7 is maybe the easiest to remember because it looks exactly like ha. Kif, KYF, kif, and then to write halik, haluka, 7ALK. كيف حالك؟ هل أنت بخير؟ بخير؟ هل أنت بخير? Okay. So you'll get used to, you can look up a chart for the what numbers typically correspond to what letters, and I'll actually send you one as well. So this is kind of smart predictive text. Same thing happens in Google Translate if you want to do it here. So you can also do that thing. 7AL will give you, well, okay. Sometimes you have to specify because this is hal, solution. Also an Taj Mahal. Okay, so if you did M7L, it's going to give you Mahal, site. So that's why it means Taj Mahal. It's the place of the crown. Okay. So let's see what happens if I try to write a long sentence like, or a longer-ish sentence like, الوفد. Let's see. هل وصل الوفد. Okay, I'm gonna start over. هل HL وصل wow WSL. So it's gonna guess that it means wasala. If not, you can go back and change it to wow sin lam or wow zay lam or wow that lam. You can also do W9L. Okay, and now for El Waft, we don't have to do anything special there. ALWFD. We're going to do al-iqtisadi. So let's see what happens if we use 9 for qaf. A-L-I 9, T 9, A-D-Y. See, I used 9 for both صاد and qaf. Okay, al-iqtisadi. هل وصل الوفد الاقتصادي إلى let's see إلى so let's do غرفة, and for غين you can just do GHRFA. So look at that, the ta مربوطة, there's no real way that you have to specify it. So either A at the end of a word or T at the end of the word, perhaps. Let's see what happens if I write GHRFT. Same thing. So both GHRFA and GHRFT give you the same thing. All right. إلى غرفة الاستقبال. Again, I'm going to use a 9 for the Q. الاستقبال. Sometimes if you know it's going to be a long vowel, you can double it, and so that way you can make sure it's not giving you the word al-istiqbal, which is not what you want. You want istiqbal. So double, you would do al-ist, A-L-I-S-T 9 B-A-A-L, and now it knows exactly what you mean. So this way is relatively easy, but you know what we can't do with this way? We cannot put in short vowels. So, okay, what you're gonna want to do now. What time am I at? 12 minutes. I'm gonna have to stop this soon. I'm gonna tell you, in fact, I'm gonna stop this right now. I'll be right back with more information about transliteration and about setting up your keyboard.